prenuptial agreement is a contract between two people planning to marry that dictates what happens to their finances in case they divorce. In Mississippi, prenups are also called antenuptial agreements. They can cover all financial matters but cannot address child support or custody. These are decided by the court, which is mandated to rule in the child's best interests. In this video, we'll cover prenuptial agreements, including what prenups are, what Mississippi law has to say about them, and what kinds of prenups hold up in a Mississippi court. Make sure to watch to the end of this video so you can download an official lawyer-approved prenup. This is a good way to understand how you can get the process underway and what you'll need to know before you do. First, let's talk about how Mississippi courts handle prenups. Most states in the US have adopted the Uniform Premarital Agreement Act, which was passed in 1983 to make laws consistent across courts in the US. Mississippi has not adopted this law. The state's systems relating to prenups are, in the words of a judge presiding over a well-known Mississippi case, not well settled. Mississippi isn't the only state still working out how to deal with prenups. Until relatively recently, many courts wouldn't even accept prenups on the grounds that they encourage divorce. But while Mississippi does not have a statute dealing specifically with these agreements, the state does have laws governing contracts. For the most part, state law treats prenuptial agreements like any other contract. By looking at the contract law and case law, we can conclude that contracts must be fair to be enforceable in Mississippi. This means, first of all, that each party entered into the contract willingly and freely. In order for a prenup to be considered fair, both parties have to be able to prove that they fully disclosed their financial situations before the agreement was signed. Each party has to thoroughly understand the legal consequences of signing. Case law can also give us insight into how judges make decisions about prenups. This shows us that the Mississippi court reserves the right to determine whether an agreement is unconscionable. This basically means that if an agreement is fundamentally unfair and will cause one party to suffer, the court has the right to overturn it. Another case shows us that if two people enter freely into a contract and one party later claims the contract was more burdensome than originally anticipated, the court won't dismiss the agreement just to relieve the disgruntled party. In other words, if a court evaluates each party's past and current circumstances and thinks the agreement is fair, then it's enforceable. There are several steps you can take to make sure a judge would declare your agreement fair and conscionable. One is for each of you to hire a separate and independent attorney. Both parties can prepare a list of assets, debts, incomes, and obligations together, making sure to be honest about all parts of the financial picture. Each should then present the full and accurate picture to a different attorney. Another way to strengthen your prenup is to sign it months before the actual wedding. This way, a judge is likelier to conclude that neither party was forced to sign the agreement against his or her will at the last minute. In Mississippi, for a prenuptial agreement to hold weight, it must be in writing, signed by both parties, and filed with the Chancery Court. This is the court that deals with domestic matters. To locate Chancery Court in your district, visit the state of Mississippi's judiciary website. Click the link right here to access a fillable prenup so you and your partner can start talking about whether filing one is the right decision for you. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos to better understand the legal nuances of marriage and divorce and any other major events that you might encounter in your life.